4, 3, 2, 1. May answer na ba? So you want me to repeat the question? Okay. So the answer is true. Okay. Sa foam suppression system, especially kapag nag-install ng deluge valve, ang deluge valve kasi merong pneumatically activated, electrically activated, okay, meron din yung manual release valve siya kaagad dun mismo sa deluge valve. The purpose is, in case hindi gumana yung remote control activation ko sa control room, hindi gumana yung aking FDAS to interface and activate my panel, yung operator pwede siyang dumirekta doon mismo sa valve. Meron pa yung isa, yung pilot line activated, ibig sabihin sa isang tangke may mga foam sprinkler doon na naka-install, pressurized siya, pero nakakabit siya doon sa deluge valve to press and isolate yung upstream na tubig. So once na may fire at pumitak yung mga sprinkler na nasa paligid ng tangke, it will lessen the pressure of that pilot line, thereby it will allow yung deluge valve to open and let the flow of water from the upstream to flow. Okay? So yun. But there should always be a manual activation. Yan ang sinasabi ng code. So ito yung sinasabi ng code, no? System shall be permitted automatically or manually, and there should always be a provision of manual actuation. At sinasabi din sa automatic actuation, kailangan lagi ng reliable source. Okay? If need ng alternate power supply, then it has to be determined by the AHJ. And sa automatic detection na equipment, okay, kailangan shall be provided with supervision arranged so that failure of equipment of loss supervising or air pressure or loss of electric energy results in positive notification of the abnormal condition. So sa FDAS detection system, laging okay, meron yun din sinasabi nilang okay, meron yung detection, meron din yung monitoring. Isa sa monitoring na ginagawa sa foam suppression ay tulad yung example ko kanina na tamper switch. Ang tamper switch, it monitors whether the valve is open or closed at nagre-reflect yan sa panel, no, ng FDAS, at nagbibigay yan ng alarm notification that a valve is open. Okay? So yan ang sinasabi ng code sa hindi basta-basta ka maglagay ng system ng foam na hindi siya monitored yung kanilang mga isolations. Okay? So where approved by HJ, small systems for localized hazard shall be permitted to be unsupervised. Okay? So wait 1 minute, 1 minute. Dali. Okay, and ito yung sinasabi sa detection system, laging merong local alarm at a constantly attended location. Kaya usually, okay, yung ibang designer, ang ginagawa nila, meron silang FCC, halimbawa, meron na silang FCC na merong alarm panel, meron pa silang nilalagay na repeater panel doon sa guardhouse. So may mga ganyang designs. Okay? The decision systems alarms also shall be activated when the system is operated manually. Okay, so that's self-explanatory. So when it is manually activated, controls for manually activated systems shall be located in a place removed from the hazard zone to permit them to be operated in an emergency, yet close enough to ensure operator knowledge of fire conditions. So the location and purpose of the control shall be indicated and shall be related to operating instruction. So ito naman yung close na sinasabi sa mga manual actuated systems, no? Kailangan monitored pa rin yan. Now, mga certain case studies, ito yung mga na-install namin, okay? Now, what I will do is I'm going to show you, as we close this discussion, is I'm going to show you some of the video na typical installation and operation ng foam suppression system. Okay? Para mas maintindihan natin. Oh, sorry meron dapat yan. Wait. Hindi ko na-click yata yung yan. Okay. Sana ba? Okay, so nakita niyo na? Let's do it again. Sorry.
The deluge fire protection systems are installed to protect extra-hazard occupancies requiring significant amounts of water in order to cool and control the growth or development of fire. Typically, they are employed on hazards that contain low flash point flammable liquids or hazards with large amounts of combustible liquids. The deluge fire protection system depends on the presence of a deluge valve that controls the flow of highly pressurized fire extinguishing fluid to the sprinkles or nozzles when a temperature element senses high temperature on the protected equipment. The deluge valve consists of two chambers, a main chamber in which there is the motion of opening and closing the deluge valve, and a priming chamber, or may be referred as the sensing chamber, in which there is the motion of the diaphragm responsible of opening and closing the deluge valve. The position of the deluge valve depends on the differential pressure between the priming chamber water pressure and the water supply pressure. In the shown figure, the deluge valve is in normal closed position, where the priming water pressure is pushing the diaphragm in forward position, which is connected to the plunger, forcing the clapper to close the deluge valve cover and overcoming the water supply pressure. Therefore, the priming water pressure behind the diaphragm is balancing the water supply pressure, causing the deluge valve to be closed. In the shown figure, the release of the priming water pressure behind the diaphragm caused the diaphragm together with the plunger to move backwards, removing the pressure on the clapper, consequently opening the deluge valve by the action of the water supply pressure. This photo shows the deluge valve in normally closed position, where the priming water pressure is 12.5 bar, while the water supply pressure is 8 bar. The priming water pressure branches from the water supply pressure, so normally there should be a zero differential pressure between them, which is essential for the deluge valve to remain closed. However, the priming chamber here indicates a higher pressure, which is common to all the deluge skids present on site. This could be explained due to the presence of a check valve before the priming chamber. When the pressure of the fire water ring rises, the water supply pressure rises, causing the priming pressure to rise. When the pressure in the fire water ring falls again, the priming pressure remains high, due to the presence of the check valve which prevents the priming pressure to fall. The presence of the check valve is essential to ensure that the priming chamber is pressurized, and won't depressurize if the pressure of the water supply falls. There are several methods for operating the deluge valve system, all of which depending on depressurizing the priming water pressure to open the deluge valve. The deluge valve can be operated manually using the emergency release valve that is present on the priming loop. Other method for activating the deluge system is by activating the solenoid valve, which is also present on the priming loop. This can be activated either manually by a push button in the control room or automatically from the fire and gas panel in case of a temperature element senses a high temperature on the protected equipment. This diagram shows the action of activating the solenoid valve in a deluge system. Showing the deluge valve is in closed position. The blue color represents pressurized water pressure, while the orange color represents atmospheric air. Here is the water supply pressure, while here is the priming water pressure, which is forcing the diaphragm in forward position, balancing the water supply pressure and keeping the deluge valve in closed position. The priming loop branches from the water supply pressure. The priming loop includes a manual valve, a strainer, and a check valve, which was mentioned earlier. The priming loop also includes the solenoid valve, which can be activated from the push button in the control room. Also present on the priming loop, the emergency release valve that can be operated manually to activate the deluge system. The emergency release valve and the solenoid valve are connected from one end with the priming water pressure and connected to the drain open to the atmosphere from the other end. Here is the high pressure switch that is present on the outlet of the deluge valve, which gives an alarm signal in case of sensing supply water pressure. This alarm signal serves as an indication for activating the deluge system and may take actions according to the fire and gas system. Here is the outlet of the deluge system that is connected to the sprinkles or nozzles. In case of fire, when the operator presses the push button in the control room, it sends a signal to the solenoid valve, opening the path to the drain, consequently depressurizing the priming chamber pressure, causing the water supply to move the diaphragm and pushes it backward to allow the water to reach the sprinkles or nozzles. Let's see the system in action. Another method of activating the deluge system would be the dry pilot actuator. Here is a diagram to explain the operation of a dry pilot actuator in the deluge system. The yellow color represents pressurized air between the dry pilot actuator and the sensing element. The blue color represents pressurized water, while the orange color represents atmospheric air. The dry pilot actuator is connected to the priming loop from one side and to the drain from the other side, open to the atmosphere. In case of a sensing element senses high temperature, the pressure on top of the dry pilot actuator is released, opening the path to the drain. Therefore, the priming pressure is released, opening the deluge system. Here is the system in action. Here is a diagram explaining the operation of the dry pilot actuator. In the shown figure, the valve is in closed position, where pressurized air on the piston and diaphragm assembly works as a seal between the...
Okay, so I'm going to cut that now doon muna. Anyway, I'll be sending you this file. Pinakita ko lang how the deluge valve is being activated in case this deluge valve is used as a foam suppression through yung discharge device na nozzle. Okay? So, ito naman, usually ito yung test na ginagawa sa foam generator. No? Let me just give you an idea how foam generator is being tested sa isang aviation or aircraft hangar.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pull!
what you just saw is that sa aircraft hangar, ang pagtetest is within 3 minutes, at least meron dapat 1.5 meter na height nung high expansion foam na madi-discharge niya. So yan yung how they tested yung aircraft hangar hazard, okay? And ito naman, another application of foam sa helipad.
Fire control measures for helidecks and helipads are a statutory writing features. Mounted on the helideck surface and spray either foam or water on activation. An automatic system like 𝗫𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃 offers substantial advantages over traditional foam monitors. If a crash situation were to take a foam monitor out of commission, that would mean a serious reduction in firefighting power. With a 𝗫𝗵𝗶 system, rescue crew can access the deck simultaneously with spray activation. The multiple nozzles compensate for debris blocking individual nozzles. This system results in more efficient fire suppression that is not affected by wind. An automatic system like 𝗫𝗵𝗶𝗃 can control fires automatically in under 15 seconds. Let us witness some recent full-scale fire tests carried out on our 𝗫𝗵𝗶 system. This test shows 𝗫𝗵𝗶 operation on a standard helideck. We have blocked a main nozzle in the center of the helideck to allow for worst-case scenarios in accordance with the new CAP 437 standard. We will allow the fire to build up before triggering the system, which sprays 3% 𝗍𝗶𝗶. You can see that the fire is completely controlled in 15 seconds. The 𝗫𝗵𝗶 unit is supplied with UV-IR sensors, which trigger the unit upon detection of a fire. This fire test is on an Aztec Enhanced Safety Helideck. This patented helideck incorporates a passive fire-retarding system inside its decking. The system automatically removes burning fuel from its surface and passes it through a special fire screen, which reduces its temperature and thus controls the fire. We have let 450 litres of jet fuel burn without intervention to demonstrate worst-case scenarios. You can see that the fire is completely controlled in under 90 seconds, even without intervention.
So ito naman yung sa test ng mga helipad. Some other designers, they put a foam monitor in this na dalawa na magkabilaan to suppress yung fire. It can be an oscillating monitor or a manually foam monitor, no? Yung nilalagay ng iba. Okay? So in this case, ito naman ang test sa isang fuel storage tank, no? Sa isang fuel storage tank. I mean, I think this is a floating roof tank, itong naging example na to. You can see how it was being differentiated, no? Kung hindi protected yung tank, what will happen? Magko-collapse, masusunog. While if the tanks are protected with foam, okay, so you can see the difference. Ito, makikita nyo dyan, when the foam is being extinguished within couple of minutes, no, few minutes, na blanket na niya yung fire doon sa taas ng tangke. So that's how advantageous of foam suppression sa isang fuel storage tank kapag na-design at saka na-install ng tama. See? So ilang seconds na to? 40. Within 40 seconds. Ito naman is application on dike. How they had on test sa pag-protect ng isang dike or tinatawag nilang van wall. So they simulated and nagkaroon ng deluge ng foam through doon sa dike protected nilang mga tangke. So yan yung foam pourer. Ang tawag yan ay foam pourer. When you design foam pourer, basically, amount of flow lahat yung flow na nasa data sheet. Okay? Ang goal niya is to deluge the dike area with the foam. Ito naman sinimulate nila yung fixed roof tank. So, hindi mo na dinirect doon sa loob ng task. Kita na makita yung flow.
Just give us 2 minutes, sir.
Yung flow nitong foam chamber na to. You can see, you can notice kanilang simulation.
You want it to go, yeah? Right. All right, Jim.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah. Foam lahat yan. So, kung idadirect yung tulong ng tank, kanyang
Still in the wrong place.
foam solution na nag-cover doon sa tank.
It's okay.
One example of testing. O yun, you just saw how foam suppression operates in different applications. Ito, saglit na lang to. Sa chapter 12 ng NFPA 11, it talks about inspection, testing, and maintenance. In 12.1, sinasabi niya na annually, all foam systems shall be thoroughly inspected. Okay? And the inspection shall include performance evaluation. Okay? By the concentrate at saka yung solution. And then, yung test result daw that deviate more than 10% dapat ang difference para acceptable siya. The goal of this inspection and testing shall be ensured that the system is full operating condition. So, the inspection report with recommendation shall be with the owner. At saka, between the regular service contract, inspection or test, the system shall be inspected by competent personnel. So, meron ding ginagawang test na kung saan ay ito tulad nito, I will not go through it anymore. Parang ganito rin yung kanina, nino-normalize nila, sinisystemize nila yung buong equipment ng foam suppression system, making sure that it is operational. So, okay? At the same time, sinasabi dito na ang mga foam producing equipment tulad ng proportioner, okay, foam maker shall be inspected then, okay? Fixed discharge outlet equipped with fragile siles shall be provided with inspection means. Sa case ng compressed air foam, kapag sinabing compressed air foam, ito yung mga hazards or area wherein hindi available ang atmospheric air. So nagki-create sila ng artificial air through a compressor. So ang mga application nito halimbawa sa mga naval ships. Okay, ang inspection daw niyan ay annually. At ang piping ng foam suppression shall be examined to determine its condition. Okay, at pressure test of normally dry piping system shall be made when visual inspection indicates questionable strength. So kailangan talagang i-hydrotest yan kung talagang may nakikitang parang nakakaduda na piping. Okay, kapag meron namang underground, shall be spot check for deterioration at least every 5 years. Kapag may strainer kang nilagay, it can be cleaned after each use and flow test. Itong video na to, ito yung, I will not go through it na. This is just an example video how the pipe is being tested. Ang isang gusto kong ipakita sa inyo na testing ay yung conductivity test. Itong at least sa foam concentrate daw annually an inspection, no? And they usually do it yearly through conductivity test. I will show you a short video mamaya para malaman kung yung foam concentration ng foam concentrate ay nandun pa, kung talagang 3% o 3% yung nagamit. At ang samples of concentrate shall be sent to the manufacturer or qualified laboratory. Okay? And the quality test, kapag yung foam mismo naman ang test, kailangan yung quality testing shall be confirmed. Yung sa UL162 nga yan, no? And the quantity of concentrate in storage shall meet design requirements and tanks or containers shall normally be kept full. So hindi dapat kulang kasi kapag nag-design, nag-select ka ng foam bladder, kinonsider mo yung full operation yan. So hindi pwedeng half full na lang ang laman ng foam concentrate mo, no? And in case na mayroong mga pressurized vessels, okay, if more than 5 years daw have elapsed from the date of the last test, kailangan daw it shall not be charged without a hydrostatic test. And ang mga cylinders that have been continuous service without discharging to be retained in service for a maximum of 12 years, after which they shall be discharged and retested before being returned to service. Kailangan totally retest. So ito yung conductivity test. Okay, ito very important na malaman natin kasi dito tinitest yung foam concentrate, no?
Welcome to Will Rogers World Airport Fire Department. There are many types of firefighting foams. Firefighting foam is foam used for fire suppression. Its role is to cool the fire and coat the fuel, preventing its contact with oxygen, resulting in suppression of the combustion. 𝗍𝗶𝐹 concentrates, when proportioned at the appropriate rate, form a vapor suppressing seal for rapid control of hydrocarbon fuel fires. 𝗍𝗶𝐹 concentrates require low energy input to produce a high quality foam blanket that floats on and quickly covers the fuel surface. 𝗍𝗶𝐹 is intended for use at the proportioning rate of 3% on Class B hydrocarbon fuel fires. To accurately test 𝗍𝗶𝐹, you must utilize a conductivity test kit, as 𝗍𝗶𝐹 cannot be tested with a refractometer. Periodic sample testing is a necessary step in ensuring that 𝗍𝗶𝐹 fire suppression foam continues to perform as required for its specified applications. In this demonstration, we will be utilizing the 𝗵𝗻𝐺𝑎𝑟D Precision Foam Solution Test Kit. It allows fire protection professionals to determine the proportioning accuracy of fixed foam systems, mobile foam systems, and portable foam equipment. What's showing now is a complete testing kit. The kit includes all the components needed to test discharge foam solution. At Will Rogers Fire Department, we utilize two unique components to facilitate the collection of foam samples: a catching system and 3 separate containers to hold the foam that will be tested. Collect water and foam from the apparatus to be tested in the container. Make certain the water is allowed to run long enough that only clear water is flowing and that the foam concentrate is not diluted. Use the water and concentrate samples to make up 3 standard solutions using 3 of the 150 milliliter beakers provided with the kit. The standard solutions should include 1 at the nominal or desired proportioning percentage, 1 at the nominal percentage plus 1 or 2 percentage points, and 1 at the nominal percentage minus 1 or 2 percentage points. The following demonstration will show a collection from the roof, bumper, and handline discharge. As a side note, if the apparatus being tested is equipped with under-truck foam discharges, this will require a forced sample. When collecting the foam mixtures, be vigilant and try to conserve foam during the sample collection period. A 3 to 5 second flow allows time for maximum solution mixture. It's also important to clean any equipment used during sample collection to prevent cross-contamination of samples. Remove the electronic scale from the case and place it on a stable flat surface. Turn the scale on by holding down the on-off switch for approximately 3 to 5 seconds. Allow the scale to warm up for at least 30 seconds before use, then check that the small arrow on the right of the display indicates the scale is set for grams. If not, toggle the unit button to grams. Place a calibration weight on the scale and see if the display shows 100.0 plus or minus 1.0 grams, then remove the weight. Place a clean 150 milliliter beaker on the scale. The scale should display 11.7 grams unless it has already been zeroed. If not displaying 0, depress the 0 button on the scale until the scale reads 0.0. Now that the scale is calibrated, you will transfer the samples from the filled collection containers into the beakers for testing. Use one of the syringes provided to remove concentrate from the 125 milliliter concentrate bottle. Carefully add concentrate from the syringe to the beaker on the scale until the scale indicates 3.0 for 3% foam solution. Fill a 100 milliliter graduated cylinder with approximately 90 milliliters of water from the sample taken from the apparatus and pour it into the beaker. Use care that the scale reading does not exceed 100. Remove the beaker from the scale and carefully pour the contents into one of the clean 150 milliliter beakers. Pour the sample back and forth, beaker to beaker, 3 to 5 times. Being that the nominal percentage for this conductivity test is 3%, the additional samples are made at 2 and 4%. Remove the cap from the conductivity meter and press the on button until the unit comes on. The display should indicate 0.0. Allow the meter to warm up for 1 minute. Place the measuring end of the meter into the lowest percentage solution and allow the reading to stabilize. Just like collecting the samples in the field, it's important to clean the conductivity meter between sample readings to prevent cross-contamination. Record the reading from the meter and the percentage of the sample in the space at the top of this form. On the conductivity chart, mark along the spaces at the bottom of the percentage range of the samples. For 3% foam, you may want to mark your lowest sample, 2%, then 2.5, 3%, 3.5, 4%, and 4.5%. Along the left side of the chart, mark the conductivity range of the samples. If the sample has a reading of 2%, or 0.75, 3%, which is 1.10, 4%, 1.45, you may mark the spaces from the bottom up as 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1.0, 1.25, 1.50. Using the straight edge, mark a vertical line above the percentage of the lowest, the nominal, and the highest samples. Again, using the straight edge, mark a horizontal line indicating the meter reading for each of the samples using the scale on the left edge of the chart. Draw a circle at the points of intersection for each of the samples at 2%, 3%, and 4%. Use a straight edge to draw a line connecting the 3 points.
Yun. Okay.
There are many types of foam.
So, yan yung pinakita ko lang, no, para magkaroon ka ng idea ng conductivity test. How they test yung foam concentrate. Ideally or by requirement, dapat lahat ng foam system dito sa atin, no, annually was brought for testing
kits. Please follow.
So, last item is for the operating and instruction and training. So, according to this clause, operation system and the activation and maintenance instruction and layout shall be posted sa equipment, and all persons who are expected to inspect, test, and maintain should be thoroughly trained. Okay? Okay, last quiz to close out this meeting, no? For 100 pesos GCash. Uy, ano yung tanong ko? Gaano ka-frequent yung pag-test ng foam concentrate? Ayan, sinabi lang kanina. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, may nanalo na. Joel? May nanalo ba? Okay. So, it should be... Oh, ang tanong pala, true or false, annual, no? Mali yata yung tanong ko. Pero may nagsagot ng annual? Okay, so yun na yung winner natin. Okay, so that's all for our last batch, no? So inabot tayo ng 3:30. We started 2 hours, no, for this topic, including the review and quizzes. So I hope na when you think about foam suppression system, alam nyo yung fundamentals, alam nyo yung basic, alam nyo yung mga sinusundan nyo na chart and tables doon sa NFPA, at alam nyo rin kung gaano ka-frequent at ano ay yung mga dapat na testing ng isang foam suppression system. At next time, pag mayroon kayong kakilala, kliyente, sinabi magpapadesign ng protection ng flammable liquid, please always use the proper protection, which is foam suppression system, at hindi other alternative system na hindi naman compliant. So, yun. That's all for our webinar. Thank you so much. Yung mga nanalo, I will send you yung mga GCash prices nila courtesy of Fartech. And of course, yung mga may nanalo na pupunta sa aming sa June 25, libre na kayo, no? Libre na kayo ng registration. Okay? So, thank you so much. Yun lang ating maybe there are some questions I have with me, Engineer Jim Reyes and Engineer Edwin Soriano to maybe help me out in case there are some questions that will need to be answered. So thank you. Maybe are there questions na merong gustong tanungin, Joel? Puro answer yata nandyan. Okay, let By the way, bago mag-Q&A siguro, maybe I would like to ask my colleague here, Engineer Jim Reyes, maybe have some what do you call that, concluding statements din when it comes to foam suppression system. Sir Jim, pwede kang mag-share, sir.
Yes, Chairman. Nakasakila kasi ako sa PSM Abu Dhabi. Meron kaming
sorry.
Lang, sir. Yan. So, wala na siguro ako maiko-cover, sir. At kayong expert dyan sa foam system. So, yun lang. At sana pag nag-practice na kayo ng engineering, after nyong makakuha ng board, yun, labit lagi kayo kay Chairman, no? Para sa mga updates, no? And with regards to the foam system, napakarami talagang paggagamitan ng foam system at sana ay ma-utilize natin ito. Ayun lang, Chairman. Thank you.
Sige, sir. Thank you. Si Sir Edwin, you have some words. Mukhang wala kasi silang question kaya final words na lang natin.
Ayun. So, wala na, no? Na-discuss mo na lahat, no? Pati mga maintenance and inspection. So ito lang may papayo ko na ma-absorb nila lahat yung napag-aralan nila, no, yung nakuha nilang training sa atin at may once na naging talagang naging engineer na sila, no, meron na silang knowledge regarding sa foam system and pati sa mga ibang natin ng power suppression system. So wala na, no, yun lang, naiipan na lahat.
Okay, sige. Thank you so much. Sige, Joel or Erica, you can proceed.
Yan, so thank you so much po, sir. And since wala naman po atang my question po, let us now proceed to our awarding of certificate po. For our students, if you still have any questions, you can drop it in our comment section below. Okay? Okay, so this certificate of appreciation po is given to Engineer James Abarca in gratitude of acknowledgement for imparting his invaluable insights and worthy presentation as a speaker in the national webinar entitled Installation and Operation and Maintenance of Foam Suppression, organized by the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers of Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, Mid-La Union Campus Student Unit, and Firetech India Private Limited Unit on May 28, 2022, given this 28th of May 2022. Undersigned by the President of the PSME Student Unit, J. R. the PSME Student Unit Advisor, Engineer 𝗨𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗶, the COE SBO Advisor, Engineer Sherwin L. Musamos, the MA Department OIC Program Chair, Engineer Melchor A. Miana, and our College of Engineering Dean, Dr. Lorenzo L. Bacani. So once again, thank you po, sir. And
thank you.
We have this opportunity po to have a picture taking with you. So can I ask all of our participants to please open up your cameras for this annual picture taking. Okay, so katulad lang din po ng mga past webinars natin, mas creative po, so mas maganda. So you can post any pose that you would like. So let me see all of those pretty and handsome faces. So please open up your cameras and let's have a commemoration for this webinar. And congratulations po to all of our participants who continued to support and to finish the 3-part webinar series. Okay, so hintayin ko lang po yung go signal po ng ating tech team for our picture taking. Okay, so I guess ang gagawin ko muna is mag-scan muna ako ng mga naka-open na yung cam. Okay, ay marami pa ako nakikita mga nakasumangot. Come on guys, let me see those smiles. Remember, naka-open cam kayo. I can see you guys. Yun. Nakikita ko na mga ngiti. Okay, so we have 2 shots now. Okay, so let's begin. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, pose. Alright, so okay na daw po. So thank you to our participants na nag-open ng cam to show their beautiful and handsome faces. Tuloy-tuloy nyo lang yan, guys, dahil malapit na ang ating face-to-face, so masanay na kayo. Okay? So since this is the end of our webinar series, meron ulit po kaming mga future activities that will be presented on June 4 and June 5. Okay, so we will be having the labor education for graduating students with the speaker of our very own PSME National President, Engineer 𝗦𝗁𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗏, a professional mechanical engineer, and also the second topic will be comprehensive safety and health program for the general industry by the DOLE accredited OSH consultant, Engineer 𝗤𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗍, ARCE. Okay? Okay, so ito na po, yung sinasabi ko din po kanina for your e-certificates. These are the requirements. So please kindly follow our FB page and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yes po, may naka-monitor po on both of our sites, so we would surely know if you have followed our requirement. Okay po? So sa mga other participants po namin dito, alam po namin na active din po kayo sa pag-participate sa aming webinar. So thank you for that. And if sa mga participants natin here, if you have any concerns, you can email us or you can message us in our FB page. And yun. So, and our evaluation form is now available in our comment section below, and the QR code is now presented on the screen. So on June 25, the first PSME Fire Protection Technical Division Northern Luzon Cluster Conference. So ito po yung mangyayari po sa June 25. Ito po yung price po kanina ni Engineer Abarca for yung mga quizzes niya kanina. So abang-abang lang po sa June 25. And for any further details, makikita niyo po yun sa aming FB page.
Yes, we are looking forward na marami mag-join sa June 25. Hybrid naman yun. Maganda mga topic natin dyan. Merong magsasalita about how to become certified fire protection specialist. I think meron din magsasalita about pumps, no? So marami tayong pag-usapan on that event din.
So yun nga po, as sabi po ni Engineer Abarca, so we really hope na mga na-participate sa ating webinar for today and also sa ating mga past webinars pa, we really hope that you would join us in June 25 sa ating hybrid first PSME Fire Protection Technical Division Northern Luzon Cluster Conference. So we really hope na present po kayo doon because hindi lang po sa certificate tayo pupunta but also with the knowledge that we will gain from that webinar. Okay.
Erica?
Yes,
Ito, banggitin ko lang na lang. Sayang kasi. Ang mga topic natin sa TDI, Process and Operation of Cement Plant Factory and its fire protection kasi nasa San Juan, Bacnotan plant na, malapit na. And we're going to talk about quality and reliability of equipment, machineries ng cement plant factory. So overview on how to become certified fire protection specialist. And si Sir Jim, he will talk about fire protection system of a diesel power plant. And then si Engineer Edwin, he will talk about the inspection, testing, and maintenance of fire pumps. So 5 pala yung topic sa June 25. So marami kayong matutunan dito. At worth 50 pesos lang na registration sa online. Okay? Thank you.
yun po. So thank you po, sir. Yun nga. So narinig nyo guys. So marami kayong matututunan from our webinar for just a worth of 50 pesos. O di ba? Okay, so sa mga kanina po in our morning session, sa mga schools po na hindi na-recognize, kung gusto niyo po makipag-partnership sa aming organization, you are freely to do that. Just contact us para naman po ma-widen po ang ating mga sakop even from our sariling organizations. Okay, so you are free to contact us for any participant po. Kung gusto niyo po makipag-partnership sa JPSME 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗶 Student Unit La Union Chapter. Okay? So, okay. So, either drop na lang po yung email po namin in our chat box below and you can just message us or reach us there. Okay, and now in that being said, let us now proceed to our closing remarks. Let's hear it from and welcome it from our PSME 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗶 Student Unit Vice President of Internal Affairs, Mr. Joel Christian E. Viernes. So thank you, Joel. Thank you, VP. Yon. So mark your calendars kasi malapit na ang ating mga future webinars, which is on June 4, June 5, and June 25. Okay, so I really hope that all of our participants will be there. Alam niyo naman na, alam niyo yung saying na ating junior PSME La Union that never stop craving for new knowledge. Okay? So as long as my opportunity to learn, just grab the chance while you have it. Okay? Kasi hindi natin magtatagal. We are all going to be professional mechanical engineers. Okay? So once again, thank you for joining us, and a reminder that the e-certificate will be released 1 week after the event. And i-remind ko lang po yung mga requirement po natin for the e-certificate. You must like our FB page and subscribe sa our YouTube channel. E kung gusto nyo pong i-replay, or if you want to watch the webinars in our past webinars again, nakapost na din po yun sa ating FB and YouTube channel. So you can replay our webinars there po. Okay? So once again, thank you, and I really hope to see you again in our future webinars. So this is the PSME Student Unit La Union chapter signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, PSME LU.
So sa mga ano po pala, sa mga winners po pala is i-announce din po yan sa ating FB page. So abang-abang na lang po kasi i-verify pa yan. Okay?
Recording stopped.